Today's lecture is on the argumentative pattern of development, the essay or report form. This form is also known as the persuasive form of development. What is it? Well, basically, you're going to hold a debate on paper in the argumentative form. You're going to choose a position on an issue and defend it with a series of solid reasons. So you have a position and you have supportive evidence or reasons. You're also going to persuade someone else to agree with you, to think the way that you're thinking, and or to take a particular action. This is called a call to action essay or purpose. Mainly what you're doing is explaining why you believe something to be true, not just what you believe to be true, but why you believe it to be true. And then you're going to back it up with facts, logic, or data, usually. Now, of course, some arguments are emotional or subjective, or some logical arguments have emotional or subjective points to them. Then use your ethos and pathos forms of logic instead of logos, the data and the scientific evidence. The main question is, what type of logic will it take to persuade your intended audience? That's the main purpose. How do you do a persuasive essay? First, you want to state the reason, the position that you have, the thing that you believe in. For instance, community college is the best route to a bachelor's degree today. Then you want to explain why you believe this to be true. So you want to come up with at least 3 specific reasons that support why you believe what you do. Some specifics, some examples, some beliefs. The more factual and objective, the better. People are usually persuaded with facts more than anything else. So, at the thesis level, at this level, you're going to expand your statement. You're going to say community college is the best route to a bachelor's degree today because, use the word because, the first reason, the second reason, the third reason. This is your thesis. It has the subject, it has your position, pro or con, and it lists your reasons, 1, 2, and 3. You can use the reasons in your thesis as a roadmap for your essay or a formula. Follow the order and arrangement of your reasons as stated in your thesis. Reason 1 will come first, reason 2 will come second, reason 3 will come third. If another order works better, once you're down in there and get the body and move it around, then go back and change the order of your thesis. Remember, you're looking for the best thinking, the best logic, the best way to persuade your audience. You're going to present the steps that you took and how you arrived at your conclusion. In many ways, like all good writing, you're bringing your readers with you. You're showing them rather than telling them your thinking thought pattern. It's important to note that persuasive writing is not like the other patterns of development that we've talked about so far, but rather it's a combination of those or the final big reason why you study them at all. You can use narrative in your argument, you can use comparison, you can use cause and effect, you can use a combination of all 3. Basically, like colors to a painter or words to the author, you're going to pick and choose and combine from those tools in your toolbox as needed to get your best argument put forward, the best way to convince your audience, your reader. What's it look like? Typically, an argumentative essay looks like this. You have your introduction first. That's, remember, your thesis, your position, your 3 points in order with the word because in there. Then you're going to have your point 1, your point 2, your point 3. This is the formula. This is, you follow that pattern that you set up in your introduction. Follow the order of the 3 supporting points. And then something optional, but a very good idea, is to add another paragraph after your supporting point and state the opposition's main point. Why? So that you get a chance to face it, to refute it, to show that it is wrong. Then, of course, you're going to use a conclusion To wrap up your ideas like a wrapper, your introduction and conclusion, wrap tightly around your body, give your essay a unified effect. In other words, another way to look at this essay form, like the others, you're going to tell people what you're going to tell them. You're going to tell them, and then you're going to tell them that you told them to get that circular motion between the introduction and conclusion. Again, it's often best to go from least important to most important so that you leave people with the thing, the action that you want them to do, the idea you want them to consider. And as always, what you're looking for is a total unified effect between your writing, your style, your tone, your logic that you use, the type of logic that you use, so that it all goes together and all supports your argument. Some tips and suggestions about the argument. Abraham Lincoln once said, "Know your friends well, know your enemies better." It's effective to know how the opposition is going to think. Remember, this is a debate, so prepare yourself. Know what the other side has to say. Why? So you can acknowledge them and look good, but also, mainly, so you can use their own arguments against them. If you do this, you add a paragraph in your essay. Remember that optional paragraph after the third supporting point. You state and refute the opposition's claim. This shows that you've done your homework, that you have an answer to the opposition's main point. You're not ignoring it. And it works to establish a dialogue with the reader. And as I've said, it's very effective to use someone's argument against them. Like comparisons and cause and effect essays, persuasive or argumentative essays are most often in least important to most important logical order. You want to end with your most important point. It doesn't matter, as I've said, what pattern of development you use or whether you use one or several. The point is to use whatever technique or logical pattern is most likely to persuade your readers to your way of thinking. Don't forget the 5 why technique. I think we talked about this in cause and effect a little bit. Ask why when you're looking for reasons of a problem. Ask why 5 times. Don't stop at the first reason, at the first why did this happen. Ask why several times for every cause you come up with, and eventually you'll get to the root cause of a problem or issue. Start your writing wherever you can. Start in the body, wherever it is that you have the most information to get yourself going. Remember, write the introduction last. You'll look smarter to your reader. And last but not least, treat the introduction and conclusion as wrappers that make your essay complete. Remember, you want a story with a beginning, a middle, and end. You want to create a circular pattern, something that's whole and complete. Any questions? Please let me know. Thank you.